This was tremendous. Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio. We're on TV on ESPN2. And there is someone who seems to have pretty much every play of your career on a VHS tape somewhere.
Every
well,
sack.
I mean, I guess that's right. Every sack and all of your interceptions. And so when you put those two together, it's about 15 plays.
There you have it.
Out of your career. You had 11 and a half sacks and 3 interceptions during your career. And the first thing they had done was, remember, they put all of your interceptions up on YouTube. And you were very upset with John Madden's play-by-play call or his analysis of one of your interceptions, because he said you were just sort of stood up at the line of scrimmage and hanging around.
Yeah, said I got stoned on the line, and it was a zone blitz where I was supposed to stay on the line of scrimmage. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. The defense worked, and I got an interception and got ripped for it.
And now there's a listener of our program named Chris, and he put all those up on YouTube. Now he put up all of Golick's sacks. They're all up on YouTube. And all of us after the show yesterday, the whole crew, sat and watched and listened to the play-by-play and analysis of each of these plays. And it was so funny that there were times when I was laughing so hard it hurt. And I could tell you were getting genuinely upset because on every single one of them, the announcers found a way to either say something negative about you or, at the very least, completely belittle your contribution to the play.
And was I wrong for being upset? You guys were all in there listening. And sack after sack after sack, you would have thought a piece of garbage was knocking down the quarterback.
It was hilarious. There is one play where Golick beats a double team, splits a double team.
Of all the great people on their D-line, I got double teamed and I beat it.
You split a double team. You just drilled Jim Everett. Drilled him. And getting up, the names we don't have this one yet, but they're loaded.
We're going to get it.
But you'll hear all the names that get mentioned in the analysis. None of them is the name Mike Golick.
It should have been.
You're the one who drills the quarterback.
It should have been. The 3 names I'm going to mention didn't touch the quarterback, yet it wasn't said that way.
But anyway, let's just listen to this. You have to listen because, again, every single one of these are plays made by Mike Golick. And most of you right now are listening on the radio. You can't see what I'm telling you, but I take my word for it. As you listen to this play-by-play, it is Mike Golick who makes the play and sacks the quarterback.
Which one are you doing first?
Here's one on Aikman. You ready?
This
is the one we have labeled number 3 on Aikman. Here we go.
Doesn't do him any good as Aikman goes down. That's the 5th sack of the game by Philadelphia. And Mike Golick gets into the column, a loss of 8 yards.
Sometimes it's the pressure from the outside that allows the tackle to get inside and make the play. Reggie White right here is going to put on the pressure, and Golick will come inside and make the sack. But watch the heat come from Reggie White on the outside. Golick moving on a stunt to the inside, but look at White. Drives his man across, puts Nate Newton right on top of the quarterback, Troy Aikman. And Aikman could do nothing but go to the ground and get tagged.
Go to the ground and get tagged.
Go to the ground and get tagged.
I mean, again, for those that couldn't see it, yes, Reggie did put pressure from the outside. I came on a stunt. Emmett Smith tried to chip me, and it wasn't a very good effort out of Emmett. He could have tried to cut me. And then
the quarterback.
And then Kevin Gogan was supposed to come off the stunt and come back and get me, and I beat him around the corner, and I sack Aikman, and the announcer makes it sound like Aikman falls down, and I walk up to him and tag him.
It's Merlin Olsen.
Is it unbelievable?
I'm pretty sure that's Merlin Olsen. It's definitely Dick Stockton, and I think that's Merlin Olsen.
Am I taking...
Who played defensive line.
Let me ask you, am I taking crazy pills, or was that just goofy?
He's dead right. That's the beauty of this, is that Golick, he makes the play and gets no credit. Here's the next one. This one is on Neil Lomax, the immortal Neil Lomax. Again, Golick definitively is the one who makes the play.
Well, they're going to call that a sack by Golick.
Mike Golick, who had replaced Jerome Brown. That's an alternation that was made throughout the day.
Yeah, one of the things Golick said he liked to do, he liked to get off the ball. Jerome Brown likes to crowd the ball, and the reason I get off is because it allows me to use my quickness. That's number 90, the guy with the quickness, and that's just a golly. Lewis Sharp just dropped right back and made that awfully easy for Golick.
Made that awfully, God forbid, I did something nice coming out, around the edge and pushing him into the quarterback. No. It's the tackle dropping back into the quarterback.
And made that awfully easy for Golic.
Yeah.
Now, we're watching this. Golic is just shoving the guy backward. I got to give you credit. No one wants to make fun of you more than I do.
Thank you.
You basically just take the offensive lineman, Lewis Sharp is his name, I guess, and you just push him right back into the quarterback. It's a terrific play. And he said, well, boy, he just made that awful easy for Golic.
It's unbelievable.
I have one more here. There's another one on Aikman, and I think this one is my favorite. So, again, bear in mind, Golic definitively makes this play. Listen to the call.
No shotgun. And the pressure coming. Aikman sacked. Golic got him. That's only his second of the year.
Yeah, but when you play with Reggie White and Jerome Brown and Clyde Simmons and you come off the bench, man, you're going to have opportunities for sacks. Jerome Brown, 99, that's the one you have to be concerned about. The center, Stepnoski, and then the double team by the tight end. The two people on one free up Golic, who had only one man to beat.
Is that all? I'm sorry. Does that mean every defensive lineman at all times is double teamed?
They just ridicule you after every play.
And you know what? That was one of my better pass rushes. The old lineman tried to jack his hands out. I knocked his hands down really well, I thought. Got around. I made, if I must say so, because I didn't have many, that was a great play by me.
Oh, it's classic.
And I couldn't have been dissed anymore.
It's tremendous. Hey, one more, and this one's short. And I hope this is playing as well. If you're just hearing it, you have to take my word for it. Golic makes the play, and this is the one on Jim Everett. This is the brutal one. Golic beats a double team. Just take my word. What you're about to hear is Mike Golic beating a double team and drilling. I mean, one of those classic hits that a guy can get on a quarterback, drilling Jim Everett. And listen to how it's described.
3rd and 15. Everett under pressure. This time from Clyde Simmons, Brown, and Reggie White.
Really? That's really? You just mentioned the three guys that didn't come near the quarterback. I split the double team and I smoked Jim Everett, made him throw the ball away.
And we have just that short part of it because they don't even mention Golic's name. They go on now to talk about the field goal that has to be attempted because Golic just stoned the quarterback on a 3rd down play, splits a double team single-handedly.
Listen,
I got to give you credit. You only
you.
did it like 8 times in your career. That was one of your best plays. They don't even mention your name.
It's and I'm going to say, because I want people to see it, I think it's youtube.com/Golic Shrine. I didn't make that up, okay?
Right. Yeah.
There's a guy that did that.
Chris.
Golic Shrine. And it has them all on there. I want people to go watch and listen and just see how I get so disrespected. And you guys all saw it, so at least I have you guys as witnesses.
We need to put together just a little montage of just those little moments. That makes it awful easy for Golic. That's only the best one is because they have the date above the screen when you're watching it.
Yeah.
So it's like December 15th when he makes a sack, and they say, that's only his second in the year. It's
unbelievable.
You know, it's week 14 or something. It is so funny. We were laughing so hard.
You guys were
watching
laughing.
that yesterday. Golic was really getting mad.
I was screaming at the announcers for their inability to break down a play.
Oh, my goodness. It was so funny.
Yeah,
Golic getting zero credit for the plays that he made. And yet, Golic making big plays. We're watching one now where Golic has a sack and a strip on Phil Simms.
Sack and a fumble, and that's the one they did nothing but talk about Reggie White the whole time. And God love Reggie. He was great, putting pressure on the outside. But somebody else can make a play occasionally.
Yeah, he had 200 other opportunities to have his name mentioned on television. You make like 5 plays in your career, you got no credit for it whatsoever.
It's unbelievable.
It is great stuff. Thank you to this guy, Chris, who put all this stuff up on YouTube. I have greatly enjoyed watching it. All right, we've got the Twitter that cost a player $2,500. Did the punishment fit the crime? You'll decide now. The email is flying in. Everybody loved watching or listening to Golic not getting any credit for his great plays during his career.
And there weren't many great plays. That's why I get so defensive about it.
Alex writes, this is hilarious. I thought it was a joke. You only see this stuff in movies where refs are paid to call the game one way. The announcers don't know what they're watching. Matthew in Pittsburgh, Mike Golic is the Rodney Dangerfield of defense. Gina in Tucson writes, I thought the title was Mike Golic's Snacks.
And there you have it.
And then, but here's a nice one, Golic.
Okay.
Michael in Maryland writes, take this from a Philly fan. Thank you, Golic, for what you did in Philadelphia. True Eagles fans remember your plays.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And that's nice.
Listen, I certainly was not a star, but occasionally I had a couple of plays, and I guess according to the announcers, I didn't.
Oh my goodness, that was so hysterically funny. We'll do it again later. I don't know. I don't think we have permission to put that on our webpage, do we, Liam? We can't. We would love to put that up for you on ESPNRadio.com. But I think there's all sorts of permission and things like that you need to have that we don't have. But it was incredibly funny. We'll do it again later in the program. That was just terrific. And as Liam points out, at least they didn't call you Bob.
Well, I guess.